Hello! If you're at all a fan of the Harry Potter franchise, you and I are about to be really, really good friends. Hey guys, my name is David Prater. So I don't want to say that J.K. Rowling is responsible for my girlfriend Rebecca's and my relationship, but I will say for sure she has had a profound effect on it. She came to visit me in London. Right now we're at King's Cross Station because that's where my train arrives. So I'm going to show you everything that has to do with Harry Potter at King's Cross. Probably the most notable part of King's Cross and the Harry Potter series has got to be the fact that to get to the Hogwarts Express you have to go between platforms 9 and 10. Exactly at platform 9 3/4, you run to that thing with your trolley and you go through the wall to the other side. And rather than standing in a line and getting a weird picture, I'll just show you everything that's already going on over here. Also at King's Cross, at least in London, not in the movies, you have a wonderful shopping experience, this massive Harry Potter store. So it's really like being back in Orlando or being anywhere else that sells Harry Potter memorabilia. I'd like to note real quick that I understand how weird it is that I just now compared the actual London and the actual King's Cross to the facade at Universal Studios in Orlando. Additionally, I know it's important to a lot of people. In case you're wondering which house I am in, it's undoubtedly Ravenclaw. And now Rebecca and I are en route to our next destination. But on the way, I want to show you a video that I shot back in Oxford a couple months ago. A lot of you remember seeing that, but most of you did not see this because I didn't show it. When we went to the new college at Oxford, there's this very specific courtyard that they shot some really cool scenes from Harry Potter. And I want to show you that right now. So I've stumbled upon something. I'm here in Oxford right now. We found the tree that in the 4th Harry Potter film, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Mad-Eye Moody turns Draco Malfoy into a ferret. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry, it's a little late to say that though. It's right here, you can recognize all these things around it as proof as well. Let's get closer, let's get a closer view. Here it is, we're here, we're right here. This is, I mean, it's 2 parts. 1, I love film and I love everything having to do with film. And 2, it's Harry Potter in particular, which I also love. Then we'll get back to the future. So we're here at Leadenhall Market. And this is notable because this is actually where one of the first Diagon Alley scenes was ever filmed in London. And I'm going to take you to that spot right now. It's not really a notable shot by any stretch of the imagination. It's almost just in passing. But when you do see it, you know, it's awesome. And then right in front of me, if this is Snapchat, I can just double tap the screen and show you. But instead, I will flip it around and show you that this is the entrance to the Leaky Cauldron in the first Harry Potter, and the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. But in the 3rd one, and the Prisoner of Azkaban, there's a different entrance to the Leaky Cauldron, so we're gonna go there now. And that is here at Borough Market. Right on the outside of the market, you have the spot where the night bus in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban comes to a screeching halt, and they let off Harry to get to
the Leaky Cauldron. That's in London.
Such good food, but now we are continuing with our tour on the Millennium Bridge. I misspoke one time and called it the Millennial Bridge. That's silly.
You know, this bridge just can't get off those dang electronics.
This bridge, I swear he's never gonna get a job. He's gonna live with us for the rest of his life. We're gonna pay for his insurance past 26. But more notably, in Harry Potter, this is the bridge that goes crazy when the Dementors attack at the beginning of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. So now we're here at the final stop for today. We're gonna pick this up tomorrow though. It's called Australia House. It's where they filmed the interior for the bank in Diagon Alley. It's the real Gringotts Bank. Really very cool. It is a private building. I can't go inside of it, but if you kind of look closely, you can see these chandeliers, and when you go back and you compare it to the chandeliers in the movie, you can be like, oh yeah, I recognize those pretty distinctly. And I wanted to wait until nighttime to show this part, show you Piccadilly Circus, because this is where the trio of heroes in the Wizarding series ran away from Death Eaters after a certain wedding that I'm not going to spoil. Even though if you're watching this video still, like you know what's going on. The reason, of course, that I wanted to wait until nighttime is because it's at nighttime that they run around this entire area. I'll give you the panorama and then we will move on to day 2. And we're here at Cecil Court right now, which is actually a place that I had crossed off the list. But then we ended up walking around London and I found it again. And it's actually kind of cool because you'll find a lot of bookshops down this road, right? And a lot of them have to do with magic and kind of like the occult and stuff. And some say that this is a more realistic inspiration point for Diagon Alley. They even have some wizard money in the windows of some of the shops. And then there's this bookstore that has some of the original signed copies of J.K. Rowling's books when they were released as the first edition. And so that's really cool. And I know it's not like a filming location or anything, but it's really interesting and I think that's cool. And now we're here down at Trafalgar Square, which really it has nothing to do with any of the films themselves, except for the fact that this was the location that they had the premiere for the last film, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. And and it was filled with thousands of screaming individuals. And if I would have been here, you guarantee I would have been one of those screaming children. And I'm down here now at Old Scotland Yard, which in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix is where the entrance to the Ministry of Magic is. Actually, there used to be a big arch right here, and there's still this arch up here, which you can see in the film. But right next to an arch that used to sit right here was this telephone box that they put there, and you had to put in a code to get to the Ministry of Magic.
Here we are. I've never used the visitor's entrance before. Should be fun.
And also filmed right across the street is this really cool shot of Ron looking around the corner. I just want to note right now that Rupert Grint's hand was literally right here, okay? So we're kind of the same person now. We share DNA. Other notable places around London would have to be places like Claremont Square, and that was used as 12 Grimmauld Place, which is where the Black family home is, also a former meeting place of the Order of the Phoenix. The reptile exhibit at the London Zoo, which you can see right here, and then Westminster Station, which is where Harry and Arthur Weasley, Poppy Weasley, Daddy Wease, when they were going to the Ministry of Magic, they could not figure out how to get through like the tube station because they are wizards and they don't know how to use the Muggle Oyster card. But more exciting than anything that we've actually seen in London is going to be up in Watford when we go tomorrow, and I'm so excited that, oh my god, we're going to the Warner Brothers studio tour for the making of Harry Potter, right? They have a lot of the sets and a lot of the props on display, on exhibit, and so we're going tomorrow, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited, and I'm still so excited. Oh my god. One, Rupert Grint has sat on that. His butt has been right there, and two, I've never been on like any kind of a film set or a tour or anything like that. I'm loving the industry so much, like I'm gonna geek out way too hard. Obviously, I'm not gonna show you every single prop from the entire thing. I wanna show you the sets, and I wanna show you like notable props, but just know that like to get the full experience, you gotta come here. I'm sorry. I wanna offer as much as I can to you, but this could easily be like an hour-long video if I did that. I think one of the hardest things for me to wrap my mind around right now is the fact that these were like the real deal. These were used in the movies. Because when we went to Orlando together, yeah, like a lot of these things existed there, but they weren't real. They were the facade. There was the fake thing. But millions of people have seen these things on their screens before, and that's crazy to me. Went to use the restroom and the toilet flushed by itself. This place truly is magical. So it was kind of dark in there, but on the Hogwarts Express back here, each of the carriages on the train has been redressed by the art department from the movie so that it reflects different movies and different important parts of the movie as appearing on that set. So we're here at the Backlot Cafe, which is about halfway through the studio tour.
We've been there for 3 hours already, and we're only halfway done, and I couldn't be happier.
They assume that each guest that pays money here is only going to be like 2.5 hours tops.
If you're like sprinting through it, they're sad.
Yeah, they're sad people.
Sad excuses.
Sad people.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is one of 4 places in the world that serves butterbeer. We've been to one other. That was in Orlando. The other 2 are in Japan. My mom went there last year.
And the new one in LA.
Yeah, the new one in Los Angeles
Maybe we'll
as
go
well.
there next summer.
Let's do it. This channel should just turn into like a butterbeer hunt. But anyway, we each got a regular one. Cheers, folks.
Cheers. Oh, wow. That's so good.
I was also reading last night. I wanted to make sure that this is the same stuff that they serve everywhere else in the world. I found out that 1, it is, and 2, people complain about this for some reason. They say it's too sweet or like it's an acquired taste. Don't try the butterbeer. They're dead wrong. Try it, enjoy it, and love yourself. Just to give you an example of like the power of butterbeer in my life, what it makes me do, I saw across the way an empty tray but full of 2 butterbeers. So I went and I picked up the empty tray, brought it back, and treated us to a couple more butterbeers. Did that seem sanitary at the time? No. Am I fulfilled? Yeah. Yeah, I am. So it's almost upsetting the fact that this number 4 Privet Drive here in just a few weeks is going to be open to the public. The interior set is going to be seen by people for like 2 weeks or so. But inside you can already see some of the decorations. You can see the letters hanging down from the ceiling. And interestingly enough, I just want to tell you about this. The original set was in a neighborhood. It was actually filmed on location. And then they realized, oh, we're going to have this in the future. We don't want to keep rebuilding it. So they made an exact replica of that neighborhood right here. And we would be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't leave the only area here in the entire country, actually, that offers butterbeer, if we didn't also get butterbeer ice cream. So one of my favorite parts of all of this is the special effects area, right? We're seeing masks, we're seeing prosthetics, we're seeing animatronics, we're seeing like all these different awesome creatures. And everybody that works here is extremely knowledgeable. I just learned that the dragon here, he has this black flamethrower in his mouth so that he could actually breathe fire on site. Seems like I've successfully made it back to Universal Studios. And now we're very into the tour, and we're in this room filled with wand boxes, and every single person who worked on these films' name is on one of these boxes somewhere. So for example, right up here we have Daniel Radcliffe, over here we have the late, great Alan Rickman, and here's J.K. Rowling's herself. And it's just crazy how much work went into these films and into the books and how much of a following there is. In over 10 years of work, there have been 4,000 people that have worked on these massive, amazing productions. It's incredible to see all of this. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, if you have, please give it a like button. If you know other people who love Harry Potter, who have been affected by the films or the franchise or, anything about it, be sure to let them know. It goes a long way. And I just think this is a cool, fitting area to finish this video. So with that, I'm gonna go. So yeah. Bye.